everybody on the RizHeath.com website. It's last call. Thank you for joining us on the podcast. Now we're here. I was just talking about how Chad wasn't shocked in the podcast, but then you
did.
Illuminated that you had just casually shocked yourself.
I did.
So
that's only fair.
I'm proud of you.
That's why you shocked me, was because I was the one that hadn't.
Yeah, exactly.
See, in the episode, I was trying to just like hold the button,
that's what you
I was,
do. You
and then just
hold it and then
just whip it down into my leg, just so because like it's like one of those various medical conditions, or like for example, like Michael has the the dry skin where he has to give himself inoculations, or Fredo with allergy shots. I'm like that kind of thing. I can't.
I'd rather just die.
I can't. You know what? I guess I'll die.
Yeah, twice a day you just have to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
there you go.
it's so loud. Is it all right?
I mean, I'm not burning.
Yeah.
I'm not Chad's cat right now.
Maybe I gotta
There's
try
one
it again.
thing.
So when we were doing Squid Game, Chelsea had that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And like,
okay.
she wasn't sure she got me. And so she just kept going, like, until like, she finally
Just
got it.
digging?
Like, you have done it. I feel it.
Clearly she didn't, because you resurrected yourself.
That's true. I did walk back on.
It's
at a
not.
certain
Oh
point.
God! It held the charge. I wasn't even pushing the button. It like I don't know why I touched it anyway, but like it that one actually really hurt.
Yeah, imagine the tip of the finger.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Residual charge.
But it's like instead of a clack, instead of like the one loud noise, she's holding it on you and it's going.
I feel that.
And she's like, I'm not hearing the click. It's just,
Well, I'm feeling it.
That's so much foreplay, they call it 5-play.
Hey, there it is. 5 the kids, right?
That was walking back on that Squid Game was one of the dumbest things I'd done that day.
Oh yeah, you were out
I
and
was
then you
out.
were back in
And
suddenly.
then, well, what it was like
Couldn't let Larry win.
You guys were sitting there like, how many are left? And then Ashley goes like 6, and I like just step over and I say 7, and she goes 7.
I got that feedback later, dude. Man, there was a lot of bumps in that segment. We did the best that we could. We had a lot of.
I missed the first time. What were some of the early challenges that you did?
Well, the best one was like before we went live. I'm like, we have prompter, right? We have prompter, and Cody goes, yeah. And then I hear him like as I'm turning away, I'm going, we have prompter, right? Like, and so I get all like in position, like we had already taped off the mark and everything, and like the lighting hits. So the first thing I realized is now the lighting's on me, and it's shining through my mask and reflecting. And I'm like, okay, I can barely see a damn thing.
Like a bunch of pinhole cameras,
Yeah.
so you're just like,
Yeah.
ah!
Yeah, so the very beginning is me being like, find the spot to where I can see the and then I'm like, okay, cool, now I can see the prompter, and it's just black. And I'm so,
Oh, no.
And then I see out of the corner that's like the preview monitor that's on me, so I'm just like, hello, like I'm supposed to have a prompter, and then I just like winged it. Everything. Like we had all the show notes on the prompter.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was.
Well, you asked if you had a prompter. You didn't say where was the text
where was
on
it?
it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the problem, because then after I was walking away, I look over and it's on the other prompter that I'm not straight in front of. So,
And the words are just whizzing by.
yeah, and I was just like, shit, all right, whatever. And we just made it work. So
You
shout out
did-
to everybody.
You do some like good old fashioned red light, green light, like
We did.
some of the games from the show.
Yeah, so we did red light, green light. Jessica was the doll.
Oh, nice.
She did great.
I don't remember. I don't know what the song is. I
With
don't
some,
speak Korean, but
yeah, same. With some fun twists, like people got really close, and then Elite Donation came in, so she could choose to swap sides. So then people who were the closest were now the furthest.
And see, that's what got me. 'Cause I was walking. I wasn't trying. I just put my hands in my pockets and was like scrolling down. And then they switched
like the
sides.
old man.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I was right there suddenly, so I ran, and then she stopped it like as I was like a foot away. And I couldn't stop while I was midair running. So
well, I mean,
yeah.
that'll get you.
It got me. It got me.
Speaking of that,
But it
I
did-
hope we haven't overextended this Squid. I hope society hasn't either. The Squid Game phenomenon, because there's Crab Game now, and we wanted to jump on that hype train, but like apparently there was a whole issue with people getting their IP addresses exposed, so then people would dox them, like
man.
streamers playing. So we were like, all right, well, let's wait for an update. No update, no real update on that front came yet. So then I think we did some like stream where it was just us in the office, so no one publicly had access to it. But that game was fun. It was very repetitive, though. I think, Matt, you pointed out that we ended up going to the same Mario Party push the button game.
It was like the same like couple ones. And then whenever I die, I'd be like, here's this fun, crazy obstacle course, but fuck you.
Yeah. I wanted the Fall Guys obstacle course. Yeah. But,
no, I died because I blew up again.
It was amazing. Like, you think it's simple, especially like in real life where you have full control over your body, but like, even in the game where you can just hands off the control and not move, the Roblox version and this crab game version were so tense, especially during the red light, green light, because like the timing is different. It speeds up and slows down and whatever. So suddenly, like, you just see the head whip around. And
That's terrifying.
And like the Roblox thing, you can kind of like do this. You can look around as long as you're not physically moving on your coordinates. But in crab game, I heard bang, like someone explode over there, and I was like, what happened? Bang! And your player just explodes. And I was like, oh,
what the hell
God.
was that?
Okay, you can't look. But it's so funny how tense that is. And when you play with a bunch of friends, you're just going, oh, shit. Was it you, Matt? Like, you and I were the first to cross the finish line. And it was either Michael or BK, I want to say, finished with us. And they were just looking back across the line, just at the other people coming. And Matt and I were just going, with like,
we were
there's a melee option to just like shove.
And then, like,
And so-
I backed up a little bit. I don't know what. I think it was you. I don't know who it was, but a lot of force came behind Michael, and it was like he ran out to just explode.
Because like it doesn't really push, but I think you and I synced it up.
Yeah.
And then the person lurched out.
launched him.
Yeah, lurched out and exploded instantly. It just-
My screen became body parts.
yeah. But like Roblox is obviously a very like
Dude, my daughter's addicted.
Yeah, my little brother loves that game, but it's very polarizing otherwise. And but it's really creative how people can make all these games within it. And it was so fun to run around and try to shove people in that version, because when you shove them, they just go like. They just
Yeah,
become
like
stiff and then
fall
boing, boing, boing. They just bounce around. And if they're doing that while the red light comes around, when their head turns around, they just explode. They just pop. And so you have a bunch of kids going like, no, stop it. Or you get rivalries with other little kids. Like if you have a group of people going after somebody, they turn and they get you. And like, it's like that's what I wanted to see in the show. People like, all right, it's a red light.
Push.
That's when they grab the back of the jacket.
Yeah.
Except he just goes, beep.
Yeah, he goes,
guys
I
are
saved your
monsters.
life. Just kidding. Spikes the lens, drops
Oh
him.
my God.
Boom.
Dude, it's so funny that you're talking about like Roblox, and like I learned that they recreate every popular game
Yup.
within Roblox super quick. And how I learned it was I was downstairs. Kira goes upstairs. She's on like a phone call with her friends, right? They like FaceTime all the time, and like. And then I hear him playing Roblox together. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then like a little time goes by, and then I just hear her. She's just like yelling, and she's just like, "No, it's blue! It's blue! Blue is sus! Blue is sus!" And I go, "What the fuck?" I was like, "She doesn't have."
sounds like-
I was like, "She doesn't have Among Us. She's
Right.
never played it in her life." And I'm like, so then I go up there, and I'm like, "What are you playing?" She's like,
Yeah.
"We're playing Imposters." And it's straight up Among Us
always-
remade.
yeah.
But I was just like, I was so confused. I was like, "How is she playing Among Us?"
Yeah, it's always some knockoff name. You know,
Yeah.
if it was Survivor, it's like not
Alliance.
Castaway, because it's
Member.
it's like it's like
Alliance.
Survivalist or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's something like
She was-
Outlander, I think is what it was called. It's called Outlander.
There
That's
it
what
is.
it is.
The first time she was very blown away by my gaming skills, which like there are things in the Roblox community called obbies, which are obstacle courses, right? And so like people make all these crazy intricate
Matt
ones.
knows.
But yeah. So, but you know, it's all just like running and jumping, you know. And she's like using just like the keyboard to turn still. I was still like working with her on like WASD and mouse movement. And then she's like, "Daddy, you want to play this with me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I sit down. She's like, "Okay, it's your turn." I'm like, "Okay." And then I'm just like, and I'm just like flying through this game using the mouse to turn, you know. Just like she's just like, "Oh my God, you're incredible." And I'm just
Yeah.
like, "Yes, I am, daughter." You know?
First time. Never done this before in my life.
Dude,
I just like to think her at like school the next day where she's like, you should see my dad. He knows a thing or two about obbies.
Obbies. Yeah, dude.
he's pretty pro at those obbies. Dude, those obbies are actually pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
There was one in the Squid Game one, and then there was one in the Outlander. So like me, Wes, Cameron, and a bunch of other like friends of theirs, like all pooled together and jumped into Outlander, and it fills the pool with a bunch of other randoms. And so
A lot of kids.
A lot of kids. So we're just like, we know what's going on, so we don't want to be like toxic, like mean or whatever, because we pretty much it's implied that it's a bunch of like youths, but we're all like ganging up and like sending our votes certain ways. But you're doing the Survivor thing where you have to kind of gaslight a little bit to be like, they did it. It was their fault. They didn't help at the game. And so to watch them kind of spur up arguments and like come after us, and eventually all my friends like ostracized themselves and got people to vote them out. And then we went to the final jury. It was me and 2 other like kids or whatever, and they were like, you're done for. You did terrible. You weren't good at all. I was like, I own the jury. I know all. And then they went, you just see them like kind of like look around a little bit. And then they type in the chat and they just say, well, at least I had fun. It was all about fun. Or they turn and usually it was like, well, at least I got that Wes out. That's all I wanted. It's not about winning. Yeah. It's about the fun and about getting Wes out. And I was like, oh, it was about winning 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, funny how that is.
Weird how that happened.
But honestly, like it was pretty impressive. Just like how many things get recreated in that game. It's cool.
Is it just like the reverse of moving the goalpost, where it's like
yeah, like this isn't good enough. Just move the finish line up.
At least I got 11.
Yeah.
It's a goofy game, but it's like it's just at the end of the day, it's a platform for which content can be built off of. Just like we play Minecraft in unique ways, and it was a good time as long as you're like playing with a bunch of friends and like whoever else you end up with isn't toxic, and you are aware that you're probably playing with some people that are younger, and you're mindful and respectful of that. It was fun.
Those kids don't fuck around though, man. I'll tell you. Like you reminded me of a story when.
Oh, if they go hard, you gotta go hard back. I'm sorry.
Most
Push
kids
comes to
don't
shove.
fuck around. They don't have like a medium set.
It's time to learn life lessons, child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You think you're great? It's a harsh dose of reality coming your way. No, but you're talking about her going and telling her friends at school. So, so she'll be like, "Daddy, you're famous." I'm like, "Don't say that." I was like, "Please don't say that." No, I was like, I make shows on the internet that some people watch, but like, please don't ever say that I'm famous. But she, she's a 9-year-old girl,
right?
So she's just like, so now sometimes she dropped it, or whatever. And then her friends like look up my Twitter and shit because they like Kira does not get access to social media because she's 9 years old, and like. But they're, other parents, you run into different styles of parenting, and like this group of girls are just there on TikTok, they're like on all this shit, and I'm like, you can find some really messed up stuff there. You really shouldn't be doing that. Anyway, but so they like look up my Twitter and shit, and then they start telling her stuff that I've
They're watching right now.
Yeah, probably. And if you are, you're a little monster. Sorry, they were very mean to her. They literally, because like it went on, because like. And then I don't know if they got like a little jealous or like what was happening, but then they started being like mean to her, and they started like then making up stuff that they found on my Twitter, which is not there, and then like telling her this stuff to the point that she had to ask if I was her real dad. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, my friends said that they were looking up like your Twitter and stuff, and that they said that like I'm not your real kid, you're not my real dad. What? And I was like,
well,
what the hell?
Everyone knows the main reason you have a Twitter is to post about how your daughter isn't yours.
Yeah, right. Hey, you know what? Saturday, just wanted to remind everybody she's adopted. No,
it's in his bio actually.
It was so crazy.
That's weird.
And then April was like, I don't like this. And I'm like, I can't do anything about it. Like, other than just I had to like convince her, be like, no, I am really your father. Like,
kids are mean.
I know, they're terrible, little bastards.
So, like, well, not all of them. Some of them are legitimate.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, Larry,
we're gonna top that.
We come to that point in the episode where you tell another fantastic story. I know you said you had something. Oh, dang it! It was so funny. He was telling me, man, don't let me leave last call without telling this amazing story. It's gonna make everyone rolling in the chat laugh. But the light, God, I'm so sorry, Larry.
It always happens that way too.
So sorry, Larry. The lights have come
cut me off. They're like, you've had too much. Coca-Cola.
Too much sugar, Larry. You're gonna be hyper, bouncing off the walls.
Won't be able to sleep tonight.
Damn it.
Hey,
dude, if I can bounce off the floor to the ceiling and go wipe it down.
No, Larry. Dab.
That's right, dab.
Yeah, you gotta dab.
By the way, Matt, because we said the same thing, Jinx, you owe me a Coca-Cola.
Hey,
no?
there you go.
Anyway, this has been Last Call. We got Chad, Matt, and Larry, myself, Trevor. You know that if you're here, but I just wanted to say it because the formality of it all. Because it's weird introducing. Well, it's even weirder introducing yourself at the very end.
Yeah.
Also that.
Post-troducing.
If you stuck around, now you know who we are.
And if you got here and you still don't know,
hey,
drop a comment because I'm curious as to what's going on there. Anyway, thank you for coming to the website and watching this. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next week on another Off Topic.
Bye.